The grass is green, the sky is blue. It's a great day for girls high school soccer, and that's what we've got for you here, coming to you live on ETV, both on cable and our YouTube channel. Tonight we feature the White Bear Lake area Bears in white with dark numbers against your Eagan Wildcats, here wearing blue with the white letters. Moving left to right on your device, on your screen, with an award-winning ETV crew. My name is Nathan Cron. I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Skip Newton. And Skip, the Wildcats are coming off their biggest win of the season, a 6-0 thrashing of the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars. Jefferson not really giving them a whole lot of trouble, but Wildcats have a whole different type of opponent here tonight.
Yeah, it's a different contest for sure tonight, but one of the important things that I think there is for these girls Wildcats is to get off to a strong start on the season, and they've done just that. They've played 3 games. They've had 1 draw with 2 wins. And that has not been the case historically, at least the last few years. And if they can continue to build momentum early, that can only help them as they get into September. And, the dog days of September, in sections come up quicker than you'd think. But I would like to see that, because the more they win early, the more they build that confidence, and then they can feel like they're the team to beat going into sections.
Well, the White Bear Lake Bears are certainly thinking that they're going to make some noise in their section as well. They had only 2 seniors on their team last year and are down 3 of their starters tonight. So there's going to be a little bit of shuffling in the lineup. As you see, Ava Leitenberg for the Wildcats over there matched up head-to-head against Kemi Bachmeyer. And the Wildcats starting with their traditional 3 at the back, 4 in the middle, and then 3 on top. So you have Anna Enning, Cassie Turner, and Kate Croner, your back 3, with Jolstrom, Kira Waldrop, Enning, and Jensen in the midfield, and then Seehafer, Leitenberg on the outside with Weisendonner in the middle. The ball gets played in, looking for Coppett, and goes off of Turner. And so the White Bear Area Lake, okay, I'm just going to have to start saying White Bear Bears. White Bear Bears are going to have a throw-in. Early in the season for both teams, Bears' last game was a 1-0 defeat to Matamidi. Good back and forth there for the Bears to try to be creative, but Waldrop comes out with it. Waldrop, one of the senior captains on this team, finds Leitenberg. State track meet speed to the outside, slows down. Now it picks up again, takes the response from Weisendonner. Good left foot and a first corner. First corner early in this match for the Wildcats. Wildcats have had against, if you were watching the St. Michael Albertville game, Skip, the Wildcats had some real success around the edges with Seehafer and Leitenberg. Look to be doing that here tonight.
Yeah, you mentioned that track speed, and they use that to their advantage on the outside, and they set it up here early on in this contest.
Volleyed around a couple of heads. It's on the deck. Can someone steer that towards net? And the answer is no. It's going to go for a goal kick that time. Encouraging sign, though, that the ball was at least in the mixer. Unfortunately for the Wildcats, not able to get something to it.
Yeah, perfectly delivered corner kick there from the far corner over the head of the goalkeeper, right in the middle, right about the 6. Unfortunately, the Wildcats couldn't get anything deflected towards goal, or that had a really excellent chance of nicking an early goal, just like they did the last home game on Saturday afternoon.
Wallach there, watched by Seehafer. Seehafer, one of the real goal-scoring threats here for these Wildcats as that ball gets sent into the middle, looking for Jensen, whose corner kick had looked so pretty. Just couldn't quite get the finish to it. Jolstrom will step to that, punches that back towards the back line. Coach Kasim Ilmi, Coach Q, is in his first season here with the Wildcats. Jensen steps through a couple of defenders and loses possession. We'll see if Coach Q's desire to press high as much as he can is borne out. It's a nice layoff by Weisendonner for Enning. Enning, though, runs into a brick wall. Good turn here for Seehafer. She's got some speed and some room in front of her. Good recovery that time by Wallach.
I like that decision there by Seehafer. Not only did she turn in the middle, but she had a difficult pass that she could have made in the middle, instead played the easy route.
It's a cross from Leitenberg. It falls for Enning. Enning is there with the keeper. And Taco able to get a hand to that and control it. But a nice cross from Leitenberg. Again, one of the natural left foots on this Wildcat team. And so far, early in this match, Skip Newton, she's shown the propensity to be able to get around the outside of the White Bear back line. And here's another opportunity. If this ball stays in, she might have another opportunity.
Yeah, she's really creating for everyone out on that side, just looking to use that speed. So far, the defense on the far side has not adjusted well, and she earns another corner kick for the Wildcats, the second one early in this game.
Well, Jensen will trot over and try to do the same thing she just did. A replay of that would be certainly helpful for the Wildcats. For the Bears, they certainly would like to see this ball go well over the top. Jensen over it, and her right foot. It's curving in, played away by Taco. And that's going to be another corner up. It's another corner. It did go out off of Taco's save. I think that might have actually curled. If Taco hadn't got hands to that might have actually curled in.
I was wondering if off the hands it was going to go into the corner. With our angle, it was a little bit tough to tell. A great couple of corner kicks early. Now we've got a third one right here.
Now Weisendonner with her left foot will stand over this one. Good play away that time by the Bears, but a blast from Jolstrom splits the uprights. Unfortunately, the Wildcats won't need that until tomorrow night, where they'll be taking on the Edina Hornets here on ETV in the other kind of football.
Yeah, she definitely got all that one, but when the ball is bouncing like that, you really have to get on top of it to keep it down. It's a much more difficult volley than one might think.
Encouraging, though, that Jolstrom would shoot quickly. I mean, Jolstrom's, had some varsity experience last year, but is this year a junior captain. So obviously important things being looked for from her. Shot comes in on Valaga. And Valaga says no problem. Goes down and claims that one.
Nice job of not yielding any sort of a rebound there. There was a White Bear Lake forward in the near vicinity that could have been dangerous had that ball escaped her.
Ball finds Enning. Now Jensen. Jensen lays off for Waldrop. Waldrop almost dispossessed, now dispossessed. Little 1-2 play there, unfortunately, for the Bears doesn't come off. Waldrop gets it back, and we return to normal programming. Enning tries to get that off her feet, finds Jensen. Jensen with a 4-on-4. What can Jensen do? Who's going to make a run? Weisendonner was spinning. Jensen went to the other side.
I think Jensen may have given that one up prematurely. She was not under pressure. I would have liked to have seen her attack with the dribble, attack open space, and force a defender to come up and play her just to see if she couldn't draw the defense to her and then pass to a teammate or the space that defender would vacate.
There's a step by Anna Enning, nicely done. Finds Weisendonner, goes back to Jolstrom. Gets ping-ponged around. Olivia Enning is going to tap that with her head. Good play away that time by the defense. This is going to fall for Jolstrom, who finds Seehafer. Seehafer with a right foot. That's going to go to goal, and that's going to go out for another corner. This is the fourth corner here for the Wildcats here in just the first 8.5 minutes of the game. And at some point, Skip Newton, these set-piece plays have got to tell. You've got to take advantage of the opportunities.
Yeah, the problem hasn't been delivering the ball where it needs to go. It's just not finishing. Someone needs to get their head or some body part on the ball in the air.
Again, no attack there. It's claimed by Enning. Play back for Kron. Kron's has lots of space, lots of time. Does a good thing, finds Leitenberg. A little 1-2 with Kron. Kron's going to send that in looking for Weisendonner. It was deflected. Now deflected for Jensen. Pooched up in the air that time by the Bears. Smith with it, wants it back. Now she's almost got it back. It falls for Waldrop. Leitenberg's going to get to that. Going to try to go around at least one player or through a player. Opportunity for Enning. Enning tries to slide it for Weisendonner. Weisendonner maybe a bit aspirational, looking for Seehafer. Seehafer scored last night against Bloomington Jefferson. Again, one of those runs around the end and a finish with her left foot. Seehafer really likes that right foot, but has gone to her left foot, at least did last night.
So far early in this contest, a lot of successful passing in the midfield up to the forwards. They're working together really well. They're staying connected, and that's produced a lot of pressure so far on that back line and goalkeeper of the Bears, and also resulting in 4 corner kicks already.
Opportunity for the Bears here. Good block by Turner. Waldrop, Turner, Kron knocked to the deck. Good spin that time by Leitenberg, and that's going to get into touch. Actually, he's going to go off. Actually, a white player, a Bear player. So there will be a long throw opportunity here for Kron to try to hoof this down the field. And just coming up on 10 minutes into the match. The ball's going to go into touch again, so Kron will have another shot at it. I'd like to see Weisendonner and Enning combo a little bit better maybe. Seems like they've not quite got their nice throw. It finds Kylie Weisendonner right on her boots. But Enning and Weisendonner getting a little more chemistry would probably be helpful for these Wildcats as they try to break down the back line. Dribble there by Waldrop. Falls for Jolstrom. Jolstrom, Seehafer. Seehafer tries to slide it through to Enning, but good defense that time, closed down and cleared out by Kopit. Here's Smith. She sends it forward. Valaga calls off Kron and pooches it towards the midfield.
Nice aggressive play there by Valaga, coming off her back line. She's the one going in the right direction. She's the one that has to step up and make that play. She does so successfully as usual.
Marino fouled by Seehafer. So a free kick for the Bears. Peterson sends it in. Finds Turner's forehead. Now finds a couple of Bears. Here's an opportunity for the Bears. They cut to the middle. Just one too many touches, and the Wildcats are able to claim and clear. Jensen had Leitenberg streaking behind her, but instead she goes to Seehafer. Seehafer with an opportunity to take on another player. Needs to be some movement other than just Seehafer cutting to the middle. Looks like Enning and Weisendoner weren't quite on the same page, didn't know quite what Seehafer was going to do, but in any event, Jensen gets the turnover, and the reason she got the turnover is because of a foul.
Nice to see the Eagan student body out in big numbers here. I think they're excited. School's starting today. Doubleheader soccer action tonight. Of course, this is game 2, and getting a little fired up for the first football game tomorrow night. A lot of students in the stands.
Enning with it, finds Leitenberg. Didn't lead her. So Leitenberg's gonna have to go back to Jensen. Jensen gonna battle there. Jensen needs an outlet. Now she finds one. Finds Jolstrom. Jolstrom needs an outlet. She finds Enning, although that's going to be almost intercepted. Good job by the Bears coming back. That's going to find Cron on the far side. Oh, slippery little move there by Ava Leitenberg. Now to Waldrop. Again, it's starting to look like the Minnesota Wild power play circa Miku Koivu era because it's a lot of passing but just not enough shooting. Seehafer cuts to the middle, loses possession. Turner will step strongly to claim possession. Jolstrom tries to play it over with her head, and that comes back for Enning. Enning's got to be careful there. Great aggressive play that time by the Bears forwards. Trying to get that Bears number. It's a little bit difficult up here, folks. That's number 13. That's Cami Bachmeyer. Comes in and finds Becca Smith wandering back towards a defensive midfield position, but Taco with it now, and she'll try to distribute. Jensen pressing, but Leitenberg didn't have that player covered, and so the pass is able to break the press. Good defense that time by Turner. One of your senior defenders who has demonstrated year after year, Cassidy Turner, the ability to really be rugged back there. Hasn't missed much time at all. He's done a nice job of defending a lot of good players in this conference, in this section. Skip Newton, you've got to have good defenders or you're going to concede.
Yeah, this strong back line has been a staple for Wildcat soccer for a few years now. Turner stepping right into that role a couple of years ago and just looking the part. There's a long shot. Oh.
And a goal.
Wow.
It looked like, I thought it might slide wide, but she was unmolested when she shot the ball. That's 15 minutes in. We're going to see who that was. We don't have replay capacity here. We'll have to wait for the official announcement. The defense, not exactly sure how that happened. Credit to the Bears.
And just a perfectly placed shot. I mean, the far post, it bounces off the post and goes in. Really, it's an example of, we have a handball. Oh, I think she was looking for advantage there, but it's an example of how, regardless of one team controlling the ball, regardless of the number of corner kicks and the possession and the opportunities, one of the most important facets of the game is finishing. And White Bear Lake had one chance, and they finished. Gives them the 1-0 lead.
I understand. This makes sense.
Number 28, Jenna Malloy.
And Malloy from Bachmeyer in the 15th minute.
The goal, 14 minutes, 46 seconds. Bears goal scored by Jenna Malloy. The assist.
And the Bears backed up by the center referee. I wish the referee would just give each team a warning and say don't do that kind of thing, but Waldrop goes to goal and it floats wide. And that was really, if my statistics are correct, it's only the second shot for the Bears, and they find the back of the goal. I think what it does is it certainly demonstrates the need of, you cannot let forwards, you can't let players be unmolested, 20 yards out. You can't give them a free shot, the opportunity to step into a ball, and the Wildcats paid for it, and Bears made them pay for it. In any event, though, there are still 63 minutes to play, so certainly nobody going anywhere as Cron steps into this and is going to heave this over everybody. Good flick on that by Weisendonner. Enning made a run at it, but Taco clearly off her line to grab that one.
I think the Wildcats need to adjust when Taco has possession of the ball. She has not gotten a big boot on her punts. They've been fairly short. I would like to see Wildcats maybe try to take advantage of that.
Seehafer with an opportunity, sends it over the top. It fell nicely. It fell nicely for Seehafer. That was the kind of link-up play that I was looking for between Weisendonner and Enning. Weisendonner and Enning did a nice job of there flicking it over to Seehafer, and Seehafer's got to steer that on frame. Taco relieved that one went high and wide.
I'm going to hit on that again. The need to finish your opportunities. She had a great opportunity there. Got all the ball, unfortunately, way high through the uprights once again.
Nice job by Enning turning the play back as Bullis has to go back to Taco. Oh, here's an interception. Enning, can she get it down? There's a collision. Advantage will be played. It falls for Leitenberg. Leitenberg, can she get something on her left foot? That might be, and that will be a foul on Leitenberg. That was an easy call as Leitenberg gives a push to the defender. And forgive me, I could not tell who that was. It might be Peterson, number 14. I could not tell who it was from this side or this angle.
It looked like an opportunity missed there. Is that turnover right to the Wildcats with an opportunity for a quick shot and maybe a goal, as the goalkeeper Taco was well off her line and out of position.
I get a sense that maybe a few of the Wildcats have their heads down, and I don't mean heads down in terms of attitude. I'm saying heads down in terms of dribbling with the ball, looking to pass the ball, not always looking to shoot or go to goal with the ball. And almost it seems as though maybe the Wildcats, a few of them are being a bit conservative. The ball doesn't find Jolstrom in it, but it does find Wallach. Wallach goes wide and back into Smith. Smith with it. Enning's going to have to be stout defensively. Someone else needs to get out and take away Wallach. Does. Turner flicks it away. And here's the break. Jensen's got lots of green grass in front of her. You'd like to see her take it. She's got to get her head up, but she's got to take it. Instead, she pulls it back. Finds Weisendonner. She's dispossessed from behind. Again, we've seen this several times in both with the boys and girls. Players being dispossessed from behind is just really frustrating, because you would think that your teammates would give you a heads up as to how close that defender is. Leitenberg, nicely done. She comes back well out of her position to play that defensively. Waldrop finds Seehafer. Seehafer with some space. Takes on. Good step over. Cross from Seehafer. Someone's got to get ahead to that. And no one can, but Leitenberg cleans up the garbage on the far side. Falls for Weisendonner. Excuse me, that was Jensen. And it'll go out for a White Bear Lake throw, and we will have substitutions. And for the Wildcats, I actually checked that. A foul was called. I thought maybe it was the throw. But it looks like Westerman, Fetzich, and Westerman, Fetzich, and Tanner coming in for the Wildcats. So a couple of forwards and a midfielder. White Bear Lake competes in a very tough section, very tough conference. Good defense there by Leitenberg. Coming back from her forward position. Plays that out, and now we will have the substitutions. As I said, Fetzich, Tanner, and Westerman will check in. See if we can get the substitutions for the White Bear Lake Bears. Gilbertson and Thompson are checking in for the Bears. One other challenge here with Coach Q's 3-back or 3-defender model is those outside players, those outside mids and forwards need to come back and be helpful on the outside. Somebody tries to get by Cron, and Cron says no. It's the 4th foul on the Wildcats here in this first half. Looks like we will not have a water break as we are 22 minutes into this game. Shouldn't be. We're in the temperature certainly doesn't need a water break, but we were fooled last game.
Yeah, you really couldn't ask for a more gorgeous night for soccer. I mean, sitting here in the low 70s, no humidity, barely any breeze. I mean, this is a perfect evening.
Free kick for the Bears. Something of a modified corner. Tanner, the only one in the wall. Ball finds its way up towards the top of the net, and the Bears convert. Back post. Could not see who. Forgive me again. There's just too far, and the lighting's just not great enough. But I'll have to wait for the official announcement.
Yeah, just a perfectly executed free kick there. I mean, the set piece, that's how you draw it up as a coach. I want to say it might have been number 12, but we'll wait to get the official announcement. But, I mean, puts it up. It's over the head of Valia. She has no chance, and the taller attacker there for the Bears just jumped up and won the ball with her head in the air, and it was almost like the soccer equivalent of a slam dunk.
So Alyssa Hamlin. Hamlin with the goal, Smith with the assist, and the Bears are smelling blood in the water. Foul there against, and we have a yellow card caution. So I think Westerman is going to be withdrawn. So yellow card caution for Westerman. She will have to leave the game, and Isabella Fall will check in for the Wildcats. Westerman came in very hard, very physical, and really cleaned out the Bear player. No crying about, no whining about, or no objections from the Wildcat bench. Imagine Westerman's going to go back in here in just a second. She's back at the scorer's table. Westerman had a brace yesterday against Bloomington Jefferson, 2 goals against the Jaguars. Smith's going to stand over this. Imagine she's going to go to goal. She does. Fortunately, hits the football upright, so it was a nice shot by Smith.
Yeah, that was a cannon.
I would not want to be on the other end of that. So as I said, so Cron will be withdrawn. Fall will stay. So Westerman will come in technically for Cron, and Fall will move back to take Cron's spot on the outside of the defense. Mishit there, a little bit of a mishit there from Valaga. And Westerman with the ball at her feet. Can't quite find a teammate. Westerman is trying to knife through that defense.
Attack got a little flat there. They didn't have any depth. You know, everyone was kind of running in a line, which makes it a lot easier to defend. Wildcats have gotten away from what was working in the first, 5, maybe even 10 minutes into the game.
I'm not sure why Tanner ran into the back of one of the Bears players there, was completely away from the ball, but gotta stay disciplined. This is dangerous territory for the Wildcats. Not just because there's a score, but because the pace of play, the style of play, Skip, I think right now they seem to be reeling a bit.
Yeah, I think they were a little shell-shocked with the first goal after they had pretty much dominated possession early in the game. And then the one scoring chance White Bear Lake gets, they put one off the pipe and in. And then now the second goal, maybe the Wildcats, they haven't adjusted to, coming from behind, playing, with a 2-goal deficit, especially, fairly quickly into the game. Just, second goal coming in the 23rd minute.
Ball gets played down into the penalty area. Bears with it, spins, turns, crosses, cleared by Turner. Finds Tanner. Tanner puts the moves on, tries to go by on the outside, but doesn't. And 4 more substitutions here for Coach Q. I'll try to get as many of them here as we can. Looks like Bumpers is coming in. Ehrenberg, number 14. Macy Bray, number 11, and Liz Zirkelbach, number 20. That ball finds the Bears on the far side, goes towards Valga. It's a shot and a save. Now, the first goal really, Skip Newton, was against the run of play, if you want to say it that way. And nice touch there by Fetzich. Almost a turnover. The Wildcats right now just need to stay calm and keep doing what they've been doing in the first few minutes. Also attack. You get the sense that if they need to attack, continue to attack the back line. Leitenberg and Seehafer both had their opportunities around the edges.
Yeah, I'd like to see them work those edges like they were earlier. Every time they've gotten it outside and they've chosen an outside route to advance into the attacking third, it's been successful. They're making penetration. They're getting opportunities to either cross or put the ball on frame. They need to continue to do more of that. It seems like when they try to go up the middle, that's when things get congested and they're not able to generate anything.
Ball sprayed into touch that time by the Wildcats. Notice the Bears are pressing very high, very hard. I mean, not that they're holding necessarily a high line defensively, but because they're not, but look at their forwards, how they're pressing. As Bumpers has an opportunity. She's 1v3, but she does have some great speed. Puts the moves on, slides it towards goal, and Taco with it. Good contact there at the end, but the defense really had to be alert. Credit to Courtney Bumpers making something out of that it didn't look like anything, but then all of a sudden out of nowhere, she has a scoring opportunity.
That's not the first time that the Wildcats have forced a turnover in the defensive third or the defensive half for sure for the Bears, and it's producing opportunities. They need to keep that pressure on.
Ball over the top by Seehafer. It's played in from the outside, goes through. Taco can't get a hand to it. And looks like Fetzich. It's not off Fetzich. It's off a Bear player, and so Zirkelbach will trot forward and see what she can do. Now again here, selfishly, the Wildcats, I hope the Wildcats have a plan here. Looking for a player in the middle, but it finds Taco. Almost a miscommunication there with Taco and her defender.
Big throw there. It was unfortunate the Wildcats didn't have somebody in the middle of the box where that ball ended up bouncing to challenge Taco a little bit.
And the Wildcats have 2 or 3 girls on their roster who can really airmail the ball into the 6-yard box. And knowing that, and given that they're down by 2 goals, it really wouldn't break my heart to see them try that. It's a good run to the outside by Hamlin. But Fall watches her the whole way. It's claimed by Valga. A 1-2 action becomes 1-2-3. It goes to the other team. And Swanson will reset. Here's Bray, who sends that forward, looking for Seehafer.
Was a little force there. She didn't have pressure. She could have continued to dribble. Seehafer was not really open because the defender could see Seehafer, making the run, could see the ball, 25 yards away. That's an easy play for the defender. It's a really comfortable position to be in.
Bumpers could put a little bit of pressure there on the defense, and Now they tend to slide back a little bit. See if there's a turnover in the offing, and there's not. Well, there is a turnover in the offing. It's played into touch by the Bears. Score 2-0 here to the Bears. Wildcats were reeling. I think it seemed like they've calmed down a little bit here in the last couple of minutes.
Substitutions, one for each.
But right now the Wildcats have got to find some sort of answer, some sort of offensive momentum.
Back in the game, Elizabeth Wallach, number 36.
Now, in the last 10 minutes of the first half, if the Wildcats can just find a way to put one in, get it behind Taco, get it in a goal, going into halftime down 2-1 is not going to be a bad spot for them. I think they're going to feel okay with that, knowing that they've been able to get pressure on it and generate some offensive opportunities. That's the kind of momentum where you can actually be trailing at half but feel pretty good.
Good flick on there by Fetsic and off of Bray. Falls down. A little bit of a collision there. Interesting. Westerman losing the battle of physics there as Fetsic now plays defense. Needs to be a little more coordination. If Bumpers is going to press, somebody needs to make sure that they're taking away there's an opportunity for the Wildcats to the outside. That's Leitenberg. She's going to not get her left foot to it. Unlucky there. It's turned over again by the Bears and finally cleared out. They'll go into touch, but like you said, Skip, even if they don't score, and the Wildcats certainly need to have some sort of offensive response here.
Well, the Bears' back line, they continue to struggle to play it out of the back. They are not really being effective at connecting with their midfielders and working it up with short passes. It's been more just kicking it as far as they can, and it's been very disconnected. I would love to see Eagan take advantage of that. They've come close a couple of times already.
Bears look to break. It's laid off to the outside for Thompson. Tackle by Fetsic. Westerman with the turn. Westerman finds Bumpers. Bumpers lays that off. Just too heavy. Oh, unlucky, but coming back to it was Bray. Nicely done. Almost a collision there between several players. Lots of green space here for the offensive end. It's going to be a push there, and we're going to have a foul against the Bears. Easy call there, as I think that's Waldrop, who's moved back into a center back defensive position. Just got to run over from behind. Free kick finds Bumpers. Finds Westerman. Falls for Bumpers again, but taken away that time by the Bears. Just 7 minutes now to go in the first half. Score 2-0 to the Bears. Goals by Malloy and Hamlin. First goal definitely against the run of play. Second goal was just a nice ball. Just a nice back post header, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, it was a perfect set piece on that goal. Not a whole lot you can do unless you've got a tall, aggressive defender on that attacker that can go up and win that ball in the air. I mean, it was a perfectly placed ball over the head of Valaga.
It's fair to say, I think it's fair to say, the East Ridge game was an away game, so that wasn't here on ETV, but I think this is the best team. This is probably the best team so far that the Wildcats have played this season. And the Bears are asking questions. Let's see what the Wildcats can do to answer them. Almost a steal by Fetsic there, just a step late. The Bears want to be comfortable in possession, but a turnover there. Opportunity for Leitenberg. Leitenberg's going to run by the defense. She does, gets a foot to it. She still has it on her left foot. And Taco off her line. That last touch just let Leitenberg down. The defense had finally caught up. Unlucky for Ava Leitenberg, but again, great flash of speed to the outside. And you have to think if the Wildcats can just keep feeding her and Seahafer the ball, they're going to have success. Bray almost dispossessed. Now it falls for Westerman. Westerman is looking for Bumpers in the middle. Bumpers is going to create a turnover. Falls for Tanner. Tanner wants to load up. Finds Bumpers. Bumpers was on. That ball gets played. Now why is that not a back pass? I'm not sure. She stuck out her foot and played it.
Yeah, that's an interesting
That
call.
wasn't a deflection. That was not a deflection. She intentionally stuck her foot out to play that ball back, and the keeper took the ball off of it. Wildcat bench not raising any ruckus about it, but to be honest with you, from my position, it sure looked like a back pass. Now again, as a referee, you want to make sure it's a clear back pass. I get that, but when a player sticks out her foot to stop the cross and plays it towards the goalie, and the goalie comes and gets it, maybe that's the time you have to blow that whistle.
I was a little surprised that Taco picked that one up. Usually goalkeepers will play that on the better be safe than sorry side and give it a boot.
I think you're absolutely right, Skip. Westerman, dispossessed. She's going to hustle back and get it, though. Fetzich got sucked in, so now she needs to run it down. Bumpers and Fetzich are going to try to run it down now. The Wildcats just need to get some possession here with now under 4 minutes to go here in the first half, finding themselves trailing. And we're going to find out something about these Wildcats here tonight. We're going to find out what kind of fighting spirit they have, whether they're going to go away at halftime or whether they're going to come out and really put something on the board and see what happens.
And to be honest, going into a season, it's still one of the last days in August. There's a whole month plus of season to play. Getting tested early by a good team, being down a couple goals, not getting drastically outplayed. I mean, they're getting opportunities. They're just not finishing like White Bears finished twice. That's not a bad thing at this time of the year. I want to see. If I'm Coach Q, I want to see, how does my team respond? Because we're gonna be playing against good teams, both in conference play and the sections. I want to know early, how can we adjust to a 2-goal deficit?
Well, you mentioned good teams. The Wildcats play Minnetonka here at Wildcat Stadium on September 9th. And Minnetonka beat them 1-0 last year on a last-minute controversial penalty. As Tanner's going to take this towards the sideline. Fetzich now is going to come over and try to play that. Tanner again. Pitches that forward. Looks for Westerman. Westerman. Good 1-2 combination for, let's see if Fetzich can do something on the outside. She goes by one defender. Now turns it over. Let's see what that defender does. I think that's going to be, unlucky that time for Fetzich. Made a nice run, but wasn't able to come up with it.
Goal kick, White Bear Lake.
Goal kick for the Bears. The Wildcat Soccer Program would like to thank their platinum sponsors, Melanie and John Willie and Edina Realty, the Eagan Football Booster Club, the Eagan Hockey Association, I Got Skills, Jordan Drilling, State Farm Agency, Nick DeVries, Triple Diamond Sports Breaks, the Urgency Room, and Wave Soccer Club. Thank you to our platinum sponsors for helping make Wildcat Soccer available and so much fun to be a part of. Bumpers does a nice job of winning the ball and then looks for Westerman. Westerman couldn't get to it. Good defense rallying that time by the Bears. Needs to be some more movement, though. Zirkelbach looks for Bumpers, who heads it in towards the box, but nobody's going for it.
Yeah, it was a great header into the 18. I would like to see a little more aggression in playing that. Here's another good header.
Good header by Fetzich. It's played out that time by the defense. Fall.
1 minute remaining in the first half.
Looking for Westerman. Westerman's dispossessed. That ball will find Waldrop. Waldrop to Zirkelbach. Zirkelbach finds Fetzich. She gets spun around. Ball's claimed by the Bears. Tanner is going to earn. No, that ball's going to be kept in by Smith. Nicely done. And it falls for Ehrenberg in the middle. Now Bray doing a nice job of checking where the defender is going to be. Bray pooches it over the top. Can that ball stay in for Tanner? It does. Tanner One touch, nicely done. And finds bumpers, and it's played away. 15 seconds to go. Wildcats need to hurry if they're going to have any opportunity for a scoring try here. And it's going to be sent back into blast. 5 seconds to go. Should play it into the box and hope for a penalty. And that's not going to happen as we reach halftime. Wildcats find themselves a bit shocked to be down 2-0 despite having dominated some runs of play. You know, so Wildcats certainly have all the work to do here in the second half. Skip, before we go to break, I mean, what is Coach Q's halftime talk, and what does he tell these players?
I think you need to stress that we need to continue to work the ball outside. We need to stay connected, keep passing the ball well, and then just hammer home the idea that, girls, when we get the opportunity to shoot, we need to finish, and you need to put it on frame. We've put at least 3-4 balls, a couple through the uprights, a couple wide. We're not challenging Taco, the goalkeeper for the Bears, at all, and that needs to change.
Well, we'll step aside. We'll be back in about 8 minutes with the second half of girls varsity action between the Wildcats and the Bears. We'll step aside and everybody can stretch their legs, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back very soon here on ETV.
It's a video series by ETV that highlights the good happening in our Eagan community. Stories of people reaching out, giving back, or shining a light on the people who make Eagan great. If you or someone you know has a story to share, we want to hear about it and feature it in Positively Eagan. Visit cityofeagan.com/positively-Eagan to submit your story and watch previous episodes.
The drone technology that we've been using here at the Eagan Police Department has evolved dramatically since we began our program. We recognize that this piece of technology has a significant public safety benefit if we were to employ it across the police department.
Drones are a smarter and safer approach to calls because it allows officers to be able to slow calls down.
We aren't rushing in to see what's going on. We're kind of taking our time or watching from a distance sometimes, and drones gives us the ability to do that.
It's a complicated process to become a drone pilot because not only do our officers have to learn how to fly the drones and gain competency in all of the areas surrounding their use, but they also have to receive a license from the FAA as a commercial drone pilot.
You kind of have to hit the books and be familiar with drones, airspace, in addition to kind of like the flight restrictions and like the weather and cloud patterns.
There's a lot of type of calls that benefit from having a drone available. It's primarily incidents where we're searching for somebody.
You have kind of the vulnerable adults or kids. You have individuals that flee on foot. It allows us to kind of cover a lot of ground.
We have the capability of putting a drone up in the air within minutes of that 911 call and start searching. Anytime we have a situation like that, every minute counts.
We've done a lot of outreach with different community groups. We've gone and talked with Rotary. We've gone and done demonstrations for kids. They see how valuable the drones actually are out in the field. Outreach is really important for the drones because it helps people understand why we're using them and how effective they are, and it helps show that these really are good tools for de-escalating situations and should be invested in the future.
Welcome back to the second half of the girls varsity soccer action between the White Bear Lake Area Bears and the Eagan Wildcats. I'm going to make a score right now is 2-0 to the Bears, starting the second 40 minutes here of the game. And this game is a special night here in Eagan. We'd like to extend a warm welcome to our youth soccer players and coaches who are in the stadium tonight. And we're excited to have them here as young players and see how hard work and dedication can lead them to playing high school soccer. These players and coaches will be were recognized, I should say, at halftime, and we appreciate them joining us here for Wildcat Varsity Soccer. And the Wildcats kick off the second half, moving right to left on your device. Starting lineup for the second half is the same as what we had to begin the game for the Wildcats. And again, joined by my broadcast partner, Skip Newton. And Skip, the Wildcats starting with their normal starting 11, at least tonight's starting 11, but they need to make something happen here probably kind of early in the second half, get some offensive pressure.
Yeah, I'd like to see them be a little more aggressive, pressuring and stepping up. You know, we've got the three in the back lineup with Kira Waldrop playing that, you know, controlling, you know, back midder. I'd like to see Kira, you know, play more aggressively and look to score. She's got a cannon for a leg. Let's see that play itself out. And here's the first opportunity of the second half, much like the first half with an early corner kick.
Early corner kick, standing over is Weisendonner. 5 Wildcats in the penalty area. Weisendonner sends it towards the near post, and it's in the net! I think Weisendonner, I think somebody got ahead to it. They're acting like somebody got ahead to it. I don't think Weisendonner curled that in. I think it was tapped by somebody. We're going to wait for the official, but in any event, Kylie Weisendonner dropping dimes for the Wildcats.
We talked about not being able to finish in the first half, and they put an end to that early here in the second half. An absolute huge goal by Weisendonner. I'm going to give Weisendonner credit until somebody tells me otherwise. I thought she might have hooked that one in. Just a brilliant corner kick, regardless if she was responsible for the actual goal or if she just gets the assist. An awesome start to this second half.
Well, that is absolutely what the doctor ordered if you're in blue and white. Wildcats getting on the board. There's a 1-2 for Seehafer, who cut to the middle. Waldrop from distance is going to go. Taco's going to snag that. And again, we'll wait for the official word. I'm not sure if they were acting like somebody got ahead to it at the back post or near the post.
Yeah, it sounds like Weisendonner is going to actually get the assist.
A foul here against the Wildcats here in the second half. I don't think.
Might have been Mallory Jensen, number 12.
Yep.
I thought I might have heard that, so
okay.
We'll see what the official total or the tally is, right in the second or the 42nd minute, right?
Yeah, almost a full moon. I don't know if you can see that here in our shot or not, but just above where that free kick's being taken is a big full moon. So in the 42nd minute, Eagan gets one. Good header, brilliant header down, and it's in the net. It was a brilliant header at the back, and that was Wallach at the back, number 36. So in the 43rd minute, Wallach is going to get the assist. I did not see who scored for the Bears, but the Bears snack on the fact that there was a back post header that was completely free. Wallach not marked. Not sure whose responsibility that was, but so 24 Coppett is going to get the goal.
Scoring for the Wildcats, number 12, Mallory
Jensen does, in fact. Jensen does get the goal for the Wildcats. It's 3-1. Wildcats need to buckle down here and make sure that this doesn't get away from them. Did a good job of coming out scoring quickly. Even that was faster than I think anybody would have thought. But opportunity here for Leitenberg. She almost creates the turnover. as Taco had played it to her back defender.
Bears goal scored by Tegan Kugent, the assist. Elizabeth Wallach at 42:58.
Wildcats giving the Bears a lot of space here. Here's a 40-yard run. Tackle by Leitenberg is going to be called. That's an easy call. Leitenberg, from my perspective, Skip, should not be having to play. Somebody needs to come from the midfield, the middle of the field to stop that run. Asking Leitenberg to come all the way back and run someone down like that, that's just incredible. I mean, you're giving away 40 yards, 50 yards.
Yeah, that's way too much space on a soccer field. You got to do better than that defensively and stop the momentum. Nice pass.
Jensen finds Seehafer. Seehafer, left foot. It's going to slide wide.
Once again, White Bear Lake, finishing the rare opportunities that they have. I mean, that was another brilliant set piece, a perfect ball on that back post and headed across the goal, and they were there to punch in the rebound. Another slam dunk goal where anybody who has that opportunity from a yard off the line is going to slam that one in.
Absolutely. And it got the sense that we don't have the replay capability here tonight. We don't have the truck here on ETV as Jensen pressures, creates an opportunity for Waldrop, falls for Weisendonner. Weisendonner almost dispossessed, but manages to hang on to it, give it back to Enning, back for Cron. But I think Valaga if that header had gone straight to goal, I think Valaga would have been fine. I think she had that near post covered. She would have had a good chance to make a save as the ball comes in from Seehafer. Finds Weisendonner, now looking for Waldrop. But I think the really crafty thing by Wallach was not to go to goal. I think it was crafty that she hit it across the goal, and of course, no keeper can cover the entire net.
No, that's
by
right.
herself.
You have to rely on one of your defenders, protecting the backside of the goal that you can't, and unfortunately, there was nobody there to step up and clear that out.
Enning nicely done, using her arms to create space. Interestingly, it looks like a foul called against Waldrop. I'm not sure if it was a push or exactly what that was, but quick foul for Waldrop. 3-1 now to the Bears. Wildcats in desperate need now of getting another goal to climb back into this one. And there's so much momentum where that first 90 seconds now washed away. Enning, Weisendonner. Weisendonner looks for Seehafer, but there's a great run to the outside. I think that was Marino. Seehafer comes away with it, though. Needs some help. Lays it off that time for Weisendonner. Weisendonner with her left foot sends it in towards Taco, but just didn't trouble Taco too much.
I like the choice of shot there. I mean, she got a good,
Absolutely.
strong left foot. Unfortunately, just right at the goalkeeper. You need that one to be much closer to one of the either the near post or the far post. But the decision to shoot and the strength of the shot was both spot on.
Absolutely. Just a bit of placement there for Kylie Weisendonner. The ball finds its way. It falls. A little miscommunication on the back line. Another opportunity for the Bears, and the chance goes begging. Bears should have scored. Miscommunication on the back. It looked like one of the defensive mids and the back line, the far side, had some confusion on Enning, and I couldn't tell who the midfielder was, but there was some confusion. And luckily for the Wildcats, it is still a 2-goal deficit.
Yeah, one of the rare missed chances by White Bear Lake, as they have been capitalizing on all of their opportunities thus far, but that one definitely should have been a goal.
Valaga's goal kick wasn't necessarily as she might have planned either, but fortunately the Wildcats come away with possession. That ball gets hoofed over the top. Jensen's going to run this down. I think Jensen can run this down. She should just continue her run, and someone needs to help Jensen press there. It falls for Enning. Enning gets it on her left foot, finds Leitenberg. Over to Jensen. Weisendonner. She tries a quick turn, tries it again, and now back for Jolstrom. Jolstrom Seehafer. Seehafer cuts to the middle. She's got multiple defenders there. It's going to be challenging. Seehafer's fast, but again, with multiple defenders at this level, very challenging as now the Bears look to break.
Yeah, what you want to see by a forward there, let this play finish before we get on the rest of that thought. So what you want to see when Seehafer's advancing that ball and there's just multiple defenders between her and the goalkeeper, the idea isn't to beat every defender until you're one-on-one with the keeper. The idea is I need to create a window in which I can get my shot to goal. And she just had too many obstacles in her way, and she just had to pull the trigger. When she got around one, needed to pull that trigger. But I think, probably from her perspective, is as soon as she got around one, there was another one, and she just didn't have an open window.
You almost get a sense that her teammates need to make runs off of that too, right? As she's running, her teammates need, she's drawing coverage. She's got multiple defenders. What she needs to do, or her teammates need to do, is give her an option, right?
Yeah, precisely.
So if the shot opens up, she can shoot, but if not, as Leitenberg loses that one, it's a little bit of loss there in the, very dangerous. That one got lost in the 6-yard box a little bit. The Wildcats struggling a little bit, and Turner back now to take the goal kicks as Valga's had 2 kicks in this game, 2 goal kicks that have gone right to the forwards for the Bears. Enning, left foot, looks for Leitenberg, but was just too soft there. Ball comes back for the Bears. This is Hansen. Coppett, the scorer of the 3rd goal, as her teammate sends it over to Malloy, who puts it out. The Wildcat Soccer also would like to thank their gold sponsors: Ansari's, Mediterranean Grill, Birchwood Dental, Canes, Coldwell Banker, Rami Cormont, Devani's, Divine Salon, Dunn Brothers, Eagan Arms, Public House, Eagan Family Dental, Escape With Us Vacations, Homestead Auto, Mark's Towing, Teresa's Wildcats, Zerbel Orthodontics, and ZZQ Barbecue. The Wildcats certainly could use a little bit of extra protein right now. They've dug themselves a hole. It remains to be seen how well they'll be able to dig themselves out as that ball goes out for a Bears throw.
Well, the combination of us being here at 4:30 for the start of our doubleheader, ZZQ Barbecue being mentioned, and the opposing team fielding a goalkeeper named Taco. I don't know about you, but I could use some food.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Send up the bat signal to the to either ZZQ Barbecue or maybe Eagan Arms Public House, and let's get something delivered here at halftime. That wouldn't be a bad idea. As Jensen finds it and gets it over to Enning. Enning's going to be pushed off the ball. Enning's got to be aware there that pressure was coming. Good defense there by Waldrop. Has to go over the top. Cron takes charge. Nicely done. That ball's out. Nice left foot out to Seehafer. Seehafer's going to have room to run. She gains the corner, goes by the defender. Now she's got an opportunity. She crosses it in, looks for Jensen. It's off Jensen's hip, and unfortunately goes off the football goalpost. Bad luck there. It was a good ball from Cron. Great run by Seehafer and a good cross. Jensen just could not steer it down. Jensen, interestingly enough, playing in something of a center forward position. Not really playing almost looks like they've got 2 forwards now. That is, the Wildcats have Weisendonner and Jensen in an advanced position with 3 mids.
Yeah, that's a tough cross for Jensen to redirect onto goal. I mean, she's looking to just get enough of it to get it going the right direction, but also has to keep it down and the ball is elevated. That's a really difficult ball to handle.
Yeah, she just has to touch it. It's so difficult, though. The fact that she even steered it near the goal as Waldrop makes a run, tries with her left foot. She's hauled down. Eagan faithful calling for a foul there. They might have had justification to do that. Referee had a better look, though, and says no dice. And that being said, there are still 26.5 minutes to go in this match. Wildcats do find themselves down by 2. But as I think we've seen, the Wildcats can score, and they can score quickly if they get possession of the ball and create some opportunities for themselves. Bears down the left side. It's taken away that time by, that's Seehafer coming all the way back from her outside mid position. That ball comes over the top, finds Enning, and is turned over. Anna Enning has to play it back into the Bears' end, and it'll go all the way back. Now, again, if you're going to press, here's an opportunity. Here's a chance for Jensen. Jensen's going to win this race. Check it, that's Leitenberg. Leitenberg puts the moves on, finds Jensen. Jensen with the right foot, it's blocked. Again, if I was just going to say, Skip, if the Wildcats are going to, well, there's got to be a foul call there.
Yeah, right?
Absolutely. I think that's an easy call to make. I was going to say, if the Wildcats are going to press, it has to be the entire team pressing. One player pressing is a waste. It's a waste of oxygen, right? It's a waste of effort.
And the problem is, to your point, the one player pressing is actually making something happen, but there isn't the second player there to take advantage of it.
That's right.
I mean, the odds of the one player just completely picking the pocket of somebody or intercepting the pass in order to do something is pretty low. But if they force a bad pass, force a miss-hit, whatever, and that second player is there to pick it up, they might be an opportunity, and a great opportunity to put a shot on immediately and capitalize.
Good defense there by Cron, but it goes back to the Bears. Again, if here's a situation where Jensen's pressing, but got the other players, the other Wildcat players have got to take away the options for the offensive player to create more stress.
And we had a conversation with Coach Q before the season started, and he said that is the style that he wants to play. And it could be that while this is game number 4, it's a new concept for a few of these girls, or maybe several of them. They're not used to being quite so aggressive pressing on that back line, that the defense in the attacking third, and they need to adjust, and it could take a few more games to really come together as a unit.
It'll be interesting to see. The Wildcats have not had a deficit quite like this season. Again, small sample size early in the season. It'll be interesting to see how Coach Q handles substitutions. Obviously, in the first half, virtually everybody on the bench got in. It'll be interesting to see if he plays his reserves a little more tight to the vest here in the second half, as Weisendonner's attempted through ball to Seehafer, and Seehafer with a nice pirouette to the outside into Jensen. Jensen lays off for Weisendonner. Weisendonner takes a touch, chips it towards goal, but again, just not on net and not harmful enough, or I should say dangerous enough.
Yeah, Weisendonner has a cannon for a left foot. We've seen that already tonight. I'm not sure if that was an attempt to chip a pass on that just didn't get executed the way she was wanting, or if it just a miss-hit shot. It's difficult to say what the intent was, but I liked the passing that generated that opportunity.
Number 13 are in the game for White Bear Lake.
Opportunity here for Enning as she runs that down. Here's a quick ball up for Leitenberg. Except that's Westerman.
Ellie Elker, number 2, are in the game.
Westerman had checked in. I could not tell who was withdrawn. I think Leitenberg was withdrawn. No, Leitenberg's back here playing midfield. So to figure this out here in a minute as Cassie Turner trots forward. She's got a big throw.
Wildcats are the more aggressive team right now. They are winning 50-50 balls. They are generating opportunities. They just need to capitalize it and put one home here, soon in the next 5 minutes to give themselves a chance to get back into a tie game.
Big throw from Turner, gets headed back out, finds Turner. Turner chips it back in. Turns, finds, that's Jensen. Jensen Weisendonner. Weisendonner lays that off for Waldrop. Waldrop's going to try to get some space to shoot. She does, but didn't really step into that. Wildcats have this nasty habit, Skip Newton, of shooting off balance. I understand, it's reasonable to say that a player needs to shoot when the player needs to shoot, but it seems like they're not getting their hips turned and not stepping through the ball.
Yeah, they're just throwing it in the general direction where it's not giving them an opportunity to be successful. They need to relax a little bit and make sure they get good shots.
Westerman there playing defense. Of course, she's on a yellow card. Can't imagine the freshman would be an unlikely candidate to pick up a second yellow, but you always have to think about it. This ball comes out for Anna Enning, and that ball finds its way into touch. Again, just over 20 minutes to go, just under 21 minutes to go. Score 3-1.
Aaron Peterson, number 14, back in.
Peterson checks back in for the Bears on the back line. We still have not seen the Wildcats really. A couple of times Seehafer has gone around the outside of that right side, but Wildcats have not pressured both sides of the pitch. As Leitenberg has slid back into, actually I checked that, Leitenberg is not playing midfield. She has slid back into an outside back position at the defense. So you got Turner in the middle, Fall, Leitenberg. And this is Seehafer. Seehafer from the outside finds Weisendonner. Weisendonner tries to play that over, but just not enough on that, and it's turned over. That ball comes up over the top. Turner's gonna have to get on her horse, and she does. That ball's probably gonna find touch as Anna Enning's unable to get to it, and Wildcats trying to make a change to bring in Courtney Bumpers, but that's gonna have to wait. Wildcats still with the opportunity to play themselves back into this game. If they should score the next goal, it'll certainly get compelling here over the last 15 minutes or so. A nice move around Waldrop. The ball's going to get sent towards the end line, and we'll go for a corner. First, let's check the first corner of the
corner kick upcoming for White Bear Lake.
This
will be their first half of the game.
And first of the game for the Bears. They've had several free kicks skip down deep, but this is their first corner.
Now, I've seen 2 set pieces already.
Kick will be from the far
result
side.
In goals, perfectly executed. This one they decide to go short, which baffles me.
Goal kick for the Wildcats.
Blunt at this is the success that they've had with set pieces, putting the ball exactly where they wanted to and tapping them in for goals. I'm not sure why you would choose to get cute there. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Now, Wallach was well marked on the back post that time. And of course, a little bit of variety can sometimes create opportunities for your team. Walter pooches that over the top. That's going to be over the top, and Seehafer's going to run onto that. She has an opportunity. Big touch, now small, and it hits. Yeah, that hit the football goalpost. Unlucky that time for Seehafer, but I was a little worried that Taco was going to come off that line. That was a big touch by Seehafer, but Taco stayed still. We're looking at each other. Who's the first one who's going to make a bad pun there? And it's not going to be me.
I was just going to say it's another example, unfortunately, of a shot not being on frame, and you lose out on the most desirable outcome, which is a goal, but then no chance for a rebound. And there were other Wildcats, in the area. If they can get a rebound there, they might get a tap-in goal. So you really have to keep those shots down underneath, the crossbar, so you give yourself an opportunity.
The Wildcats are going to have to be aggressive here, probably take a few chances, maybe sending players forward, maybe do a little more kick and chase here as they're chasing the game, as Bumpers comes back from that from Waldrop. Now it falls for Leitenberg. Leitenberg hammers that all the way across. Good switch of the field. Finds Seehafer. The Energizer Bunny, known as Josie Seehafer, manages to go around the defender. She cuts to the middle. Not a lot of movement, puts a left foot to it, and she scores! Josie Seehafer, a laser to the upper corner, and the Wildcats have life.
That's exactly what we were talking about just a little bit ago. Keep that ball underneath the crossbar, and you give yourself a chance. An absolute rocket of a shot, perfectly placed, no chance for the White Bear Lake goalkeeper, Taco. A huge goal, and there's time left. 16 and a half minutes now. They've all but dominated the majority of the second half. I mean, they gave up the one quick answer earlier on that set piece, but otherwise, they've had numerous chances to score. Eagan has to continue to keep that pressure on, and good things are going to happen.
Yeah, open play has definitely been the advantage of the Wildcats. Nice step there by Isabella Fall. Finds Bumpers. But Seehafer with the goal, Leitenberg with the assist. That was an assist from across the entire pit. That was a switch from one side of the pitch to the other, Skip.
Yeah, that was one of the more gorgeous switches of the fields that I've seen in quite some time. I mean, she just absolutely delivered a hammer across the field.
Scoring for the Wildcats, number 18, Josie Seehafer.
And they're going to call a foul here in the corner.
64th minute, the time of the goal, 63 minutes.
So another opportunity, another set piece play here for the Bears. Wildcats have got to find a way to mark that back post, as they've given up 2 goals now effectively off the back post. Wildcats have got to be play people tight. Bears will be looking to try to salt this one away. A goal here would definitely do that. That time, Waldrop got her head to it. Nicely done. Seehafer finds Weisendonner. Weisendonner, look at this. Here's a break for Bumpers. She's got Westerman to her left. Bumpers cuts to the middle, sends it for Westerman. Westerman was offside. She was in an offside position. I think that's the right call. I think that's the right call from where I'm sitting, Skip. What do you think?
I'm not sure. I'm honest. I wasn't watching that. I was too amazed at the absolute brilliant play that Westerman made to control that pass. I mean, it was passed right at her midsection, and somehow she jumped up and controlled that and was in a position to finish the shot. It was a phenomenal play on the ball with her body to control that. Unfortunately, it was just offside. But again, Eagan putting the pressure on and breaking down the defense of the Bears and just generating opportunity after opportunity.
I think Bumpers held that ball just an instant longer than Westerman would hope. I think Westerman just was unlucky in that run, and it was an unlucky combination as that ball is going to find its way into touch. Great effort that time by Wallace, but no, that was going to find its way. Wallach, excuse me, but that was going to find its way into touch as the Wildcat ball girls do their best to try to, and we will have some substitutions. We'll have Tanner check in and Fetzich check in as well. And Hamlin will check in. One of the goal scorers tonight for the Bears will check back in as Bachmeyer will leave. But you're right, Skip. In open play, the Wildcats are winning this game 2-1. Look at the run. Tanner on the far side. She's completely unmarked. If somebody can get the ball over to her. Tanner's going to have to attack this ball. She does. Has an opportunity. Lays it off for a teammate. Teammate takes a shot and it slides wide. But Addie Tanner had an entire farm around her as all 3 defenders were closing down. I think that was Seehafer on the far side.
Yeah, Seehafer has definitely attracted the attention of the White Bear Lake defense, and a brilliant cross, bringing that negative back as she was all the way down near the goal line, and it came out to the 18. I mean, it's just a phenomenal pass there. It's unfortunate that Eagan couldn't get a better shot on, but they did generate a good scoring opportunity.
Well, Tanner's going to have to stay active as we close down inside 13 minutes here in the second half. Wildcats find themselves trailing by a score of 3-2. Wildcat goals from Seehafer and Jensen. This ball heads towards the middle, and Wallach is dispossessed. Now it comes back for Smith. Weisendonner and Smith battle. For the Bears, it's Kopet, Malloy, and Hamlin. So 5 goals, 5 different goal scorers. And certainly the Bears will be comfortable, or try to be comfortable, in possession. That's going to be intercepted by Seehafer. She's all over the field. Unfortunately, that ball finds its way back to the Bears. It was a good effort that just was not well rewarded.
Eagan needs to pick up their pressure on the ball here. They can't afford to let White Bear Lake get comfortable just passing and possessing. They haven't played the possession game all game long. I don't know why the Wildcats are sitting back and letting it happen now.
It's a ball coming across. Valaga does a nice job getting to it. It's a good shot / cross. Valaga smartly comes off of it. Now what's interesting here is the Wildcats playing very high. They're Seehafer, Weisendonner, and Bumpers are all playing high, and they're not even coming back really to play a lot of defense, right? I mean, Seehafer is when the ball switches all the way to her side like as she does there, but Bumpers and Weisendonner staying very, very high with those defenders. Imagine that Coach Q really wants that ball to come up over the top.
Yes, and I'm sure that's the strategy. The problem is, in order to do that, you have to possess the ball first, and they're almost taking themselves too far out of the play. They need to come back and help win possession first and then start generating that attack.
Tanner with it. Dispossessed nicely that time, but it falls for Waldrop. Fetzich for Seehafer. Fetzich gave her a fastball when all she needed was a curve. Just too heavy for Fetzich. She's got to give her a better pass.
Yeah, needed to stay on the ground as well.
Absolutely.
Passing that up in the air is too difficult.
Absolutely. And there's substitutions occurring. Now it's important here that we also have to watch the Wildcats. They have not been in a deficit situation like this, this year, this late in a game. Will the Wildcats play with the kind of urgency that we need as Bumpers pressures that ball a little bit? And now there's some good pressure by the Wildcats. Falls for Fall. Fall with it. Looks for Seehafer. But it's intercepted by the Bears. Will the Wildcats do whatever possible they can to preserve seconds? Will they play it quickly? Will they do whatever they can to make sure the kicks are taken quickly, or that urgency is clearly they get it right as we close in on 9.5 minutes to go here in the match? I guess, Skip, I would describe it as soccer IQ. Is there soccer IQ with these Wildcats? And we'll find out shortly.
A lot of the success in the second half has been playing through Seehafer over on the far side. It almost seems like the Wildcats are making a concerted effort to get her the ball and let her do what she's been doing all game long and making things happen.
Fetzich looks for Tanner, who is clearly in an offside position.
Offside, Wildcats.
And that's a situation where, again, Tanner has a chance to look down the entire line. I'm not sure if she thought that ball was not going to go to her or what. It's a little bit confusing, but that's a situation where, again, 30 seconds runs off the clock with one offside call.
Yeah, soccer awareness there is important. She's has the benefit of having everything in front of her, right? She can see the AR, she can see the defense, she can see the player with the ball. So it needs to make sure that she's lined up with that last defender and in an onside position.
A nice tackle there by the Bears. That was Hamlin. And it jump starts the offense. Now the offense is comes back for Tanner. Tanner's 1v2. That's not going to be a winning formula. That ball finds its way back for Hamlin. Fall there on the defense. And that goes for a goal kick.
Goal kick, Wildcats.
Inside 8 minutes, score 3-2 in favor of the Bears. Wildcats certainly have demonstrated a propensity to score quickly, and they've demonstrated and again, in open play, I think they've fair to say they've been better than the Bears, but they've got to make these chances tell. They've got to make these chances count. And that's something right now that Tanner and Bumpers and Weisendonner and Seehafer have got to find a way to get these on net. Ball's intercepted that time by the Bears. That's the other thing, is the Wildcats have got to get some possession here as we close down in almost 7 minutes. And every ball out of bounds is a good 15 seconds. So the Bears will be happy to have this ball just go right down in the corner Have another throw. The ball kids are doing their best to keep that ball moving quickly, but not that the Bears are doing anything to waste time, not saying that at all, but they're going to be smart. The same thing that the Wildcats would do were they in the position of a 1-goal lead. Here's a shot from just outside the penalty area. Goes wide from Valaga.
Number 3, Becca Smith for White Bear Lake out of bounds.
And it'll be interesting in the last few minutes here, Skip, whether Coach Q has anyone else he wants to throw on. Is he going to throw on Leitenberg? Is he going to throw on Cron with her height? Is he going to throw on, who could he throw on that might give them an opportunity?
Yeah, you would think he would want to keep that speed on the outside. It's been so successful for the Wildcats, not only tonight, but all season long in the first couple of weeks here. So don't go away with that. Play to your strengths. Unfortunately, that ball just got by bumpers. I know she'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, check it. Leitenberg is on the field. She's playing defense. She's not playing in an advanced offensive position. Nice turn there by the Bears. I think that's Enning stepping from the far side. Fetzich. Enning looks for Waldrop. Right now, there needs to be a little bit less east-west, a little more north-south here for the Wildcats as we close in on 5.5 minutes to go. Nothing there. Contact between two players. It's going to be sent forward. I checked that. We're going to actually check that. The referee did call a foul on the Bears.
Foul called on the Bears.
Looked to me like a good no call, but from here. But again, he has the better view.
Yeah, it was really tough to see way in that dark far corner there. Sent
forward that time by Turner. Chipped over the top. Here's a brilliant ball to Tanner. Here's an opportunity. Tanner needs to follow it. She played it off her head, and so she's down. I think we're going to have a stoppage here. That was a head injury. I'm not sure why. Yeah, and the clock is stopped for a head injury. And that was played off of Tanner's head, and the referee's going to send Tanner. What a great individual effort by Addie Tanner that time, but he's going to send her off to be checked out by the training staff. Here provided by Twin Cities Orthopedics. And I think that Seehafer is going to check in for her. Or Westerman. I think that's, okay, it's Westerman. He's going to check in for her. Center referee is going to chat with the assistant referee to make sure he didn't miss anything in that combination. It looked like just a player, two players coming together and the ball coming up and taking Tanner in the forehead. And that had to sting, no question about that. That was a blast.
Yeah, that's not where I would want to be. But, boy, talk about effort. I mean, just 100% trying to win the ball or deflect, what she was able to do, keeping it down in that end and hoping her team can win possession like they did just there.
Westerman, bumpers. Leitenberg. Half clearance that time. Fetzich gets it to Seehafer. Finds one of her teammates in the middle, but it's popped up in the air. A little less passing, a little more direct to goal is really what the Wildcats need. As Enning now battles for it. He's going to play it back and forth. Laid off that time. Waldrop's going to pop that up in the air. Wildcats chasing the game, certainly, as Enning comes in and pops it up over the top. Is that going to get by? No, it's not. Well played that time by the Bears. Ball's going to find its way back to Enning, and that's going to go into touch. And it's going to be a Wildcat throw. I want to thank our award-winning ETV crew, Josh Sibley, our executive producer, director Nick Mudd, Tim Shinyan, and Savina Cisneros for all the sounds and sights here from Wildcat Stadium as Waldrop lines up and goes across for Leitenberg. Leitenberg with the left foot crossed the net, and she cannot get it in. Major collision for, I think that was Seehafer making the run. Seehafer fell down. There was not a penalty shout from the players or the bench, so it must have been just a collision, but what a beautiful cross from Ava Leitenberg.
Yeah, I thought Waldrop got it over to Leitenberg, laid it across. All Seehafer had to do was redirect that into the net. Of course, she's running at top speed. The ball's coming across pretty hot. It's harder than it looks. and then just collided with the goalkeeper after the fact. Unfortunately, did not redirect that into goal, but the Wildcats continue to put on the pressure.
Westerman with it, laid it off from Bumpers, laid it off for Westerman, falls for Waldrop, and that ball is cleared out. Wildcats throwing numbers forward. Comes back for Turner, who sends it in. Comes off a couple of players. Now for Enning. Enning sends it back. That's fine. Turner's going to send that again forward. Somebody's got to, and Blue's got to get on the other end of one of these Turner through big balls.
Got to give a quick shout out. Former coach Sherry Ekstrom watching online, rooting on the Wildcats as always. Great for the shout out, Sherry. Good luck to you, of course, out in New York. Still loves all these girls that she coached and misses them, and says the uniforms look great.
Well, the uniforms do look great. Quickly taken that time, finds Bumpers in the corner, and now it's played out again. Another deep throw here for the girls in blue. I'd like to see Turner come forward for that. She's got to come quickly, and she will. That makes sense. Now somebody's got to pack the box. Turner's going to launch this to the penalty spot. And she does. A couple of heads to it. Now someone needs to squeeze it down. And it's sent out, but blocked by Waldrop. Fetzich falls for Leitenberg. Leitenberg with the left foot. She's going to try to create some space. She does. Goes around one defender, sends it in towards the middle. Weisendonner, an opportunity! And Kylie Weisendonner equalizes!
The pressure was relentless, and it finally paid off. A huge finish by Weisendonner on a fantastic setup by Leitenberg.
Kylie Weisendonner, who had 2 yesterday against Jefferson, notches one here. A goal to go along with her assist inside 90 seconds. And the Wildcats come back to claim it, what would appear to be anyway, at least a draw.
I'm not sure the Wildcats are done yet.
Yeah, but Courtney Bumpers has got a big run down the left side. She puts the moves on. She goes around one defender. Oh, absolutely. There's major contact. But the referee says the ball that was taken.
Oh, wow.
I am not from my eyes, I don't know how in the world that's not a penalty call.
I thought he was going to call it. I thought that was a penalty for sure.
Absolutely. Taco spills it. Now, again, we don't have the ability of replay. We'll have to go back and look later. But certainly that was a challenge that was ill-advised. And I'm surprised that he said that she got the ball first. I'm sure the referee has the better look from where we are as Westerman squares up and tries to send that on. Big momentum right now with the Wildcats, and the Bears are going to do the best they can just to send that out. That's going to fall for Valaga, who's going to call everybody off and send it forward. 10 seconds to go in the match. And it looks like it's going to end up all square at 3 goals apiece as the final seconds tick off and the buzzer sounds. A mighty rally by the Wildcats, culminating with Kylie Weisendonner's late equalizer. And both teams will feel like they should have had more maybe out of that game. What a curious result that is, as both the Bears and Wildcats will say we really should have won that game, but the Bears, an excellent team, demonstrated that tonight. The Wildcats really with, I have to say, Skip, fighting spirit. I mean, really showing fighting spirit, rallying here in the second half to get a draw.
Yeah, you said it at halftime. You said, I think we're going to find out what the Wildcats are made of here tonight, and we did. The questions were asked by Wiper Lake, and they came with answers, really dominating the second half, scoring 3 goals. It could have been more, maybe should have been more, yielding just the one on a really great set piece. I mean, you got to do hats off to the Bears. They finished a lot of their opportunities, but really encouraging to see how the Wildcats responded to a 2-goal deficit, not once but twice.
Yeah, Wildcats certainly, and oddly enough, again, a weird game where both teams will feel like they should have won that game, right? Both teams will feel like they did enough, certainly, to win the match, and who knows, maybe these teams are the kinds of teams that somehow end up playing one more time this year. We'll see. I'm not calling anything, but I'm just saying it wouldn't shock me. For an award-winning ETV crew, thanks for joining us here on ETV. For Skip Newton, I'm Nathan Cron, and like I said, our award-winning ETV crew. It's final score: White Bear Lake area Bears 3, Eagan Wildcats 3, and we'll see you next Saturday for the Minnetonka Skippers come to town and come to Wildcat Stadium. And don't forget, tomorrow night, Edina plays the Wildcats. Edina plays Eagan in football. We'll be here on ETV with my broadcast partner, Mike Cook. So, for the award-winning ETV crew, for Skip Newton, I'm Nathan Cron. Thanks for joining us here on ETV, and we'll see you later.